We're in Coney Island, take some pictures, send them to my bitch. Alright, we ain't even gonna go that far. Anyway, as you can tell, I'm in Coney Island. Just got to switch things up a little bit, you know. I've been looking on the ground, and as you can see right there, there's an exotic, but I'm not gonna pick that up as yet because I need to do this video for you guys. So as you guys know, I said if I get 100 likes on my pistol gameplay video, which I did within like 18 hours, which was fast for me, I'll put a video out. I'll put the full build for you guys. So I'm just gonna get straight into it. I'm not gonna waste you guys' time, you know. As you can see, we got a nice exotic to the left and we got a nice exotic to the right. Come on, guys. If you ain't subscribed, hit the subscribe button now. Let's just get into the weapons before I get into anything else juicy for you guys. So as you can see, we got MG5 and an Urban MDR. But for an LMG, we got Frenzy on here, which is for every 10 bullets in the magazine, you gain plus 3% rate of fire and plus 3% weapon damage for 5 seconds when you reload from empty. So, you know, once I use all my bullets from the mag of 50, I reload and I get this talent buff. It's going to give me rate of fire and weapon damage. Of course, the rolls are not too bad on here and the damage is at 90k. This is not a build going towards straight LMG or rifle. You know, we're going for a pistol, but it's just that I wanted to utilize the weapons with the pieces. So for the second gun, we're using a rifle and we got 191k damage, which is the Urban MDR. I really do like this now in the new patch. It just feels nice to use, but this is not a weapon I'd use, you know, for a rifle build because the rolls are kind of bad and the talent on here is not what I want, and because I don't really farm rifles as much, I haven't got any talents to re-roll this, so this is not, you know, what I'm gonna be using properly throughout the build. But let's just get into the pistol. The Liberty, it's an exotic pistol. We've got 496k damage on this pistol, and you're gonna see what this is gonna synergize with to make this damage even more. The RPM is pretty low of 173 and we've only got 8 bullets in the mag. So with this weapon, you got to be really careful how you land your shots, and sometimes it is really hard to land all your shots and perfectly get someone down with this. That's why I have been practicing a while with my pistol, because I'm not really a pistol user, but I like to try different things and just challenge myself. So we got 11% pistol damage on the core attribute and we got 8% damage to targets out of cover. Now I can re-roll this, but it's just at the moment this is perfect for me, and I feel like if I re-roll this, it's gonna make the pistol damage go down, because I did that on some of my exotics and yes, the damage went down and I was like, no, like, so I don't really want to touch this as yet. I'd rather have loads of exotic components until I do this. But yeah, rolls are pretty decent and weapon damage is quite crazy, but the talent on this weapon is gain a stack on each hit up to 30. Headshots consume all stacks, repairing your shield for 3% per stack. So if you want to use this weapon with like a skill build using a shield so that your shield is really strong, but you're utilizing a Liberty to consume the stacks with headshots to heal your shield, is what most people do. But with this build, I will not be doing that. I've just gone for straight damage and show you people how this can 2-tap players in the dark zone in conflict with at least a mil armor. You know, obviously if someone has 2.0 armor, you're gonna have to at least tap them 3 to 4 times, but with the buff that I'm gonna show you in a second, it's pretty crazy. It does hit really hard. I was getting a few messages asking me how did I get the Liberty, and I got mine from targeted loot for pistols. And now I wouldn't say this is the best way to do it, but you can do it the other way that most people do, is by farming these 3 missions on non-invaded, which is the American History Museum, Viewpoint Museum and Space Administration. Them 3 missions, you farm them on non-invaded. Each boss is going to drop you the piece for this pistol, and the last boss you do will give you a blueprint alongside the last piece, and all you do is you go to the crafting station and you craft it. It's that simple. But let's just get into the pieces of the build because I don't want to waste you guys time. So as you can see, we got a DH mask which is giving us 20% pistol damage. So that's the reason why I've gone for this piece, because having one gives you that. Now the top core attribute, we got 15% weapon damage, which is really helping out in the build. Now the bottom attributes I have not concentrated on. So we got armor regeneration, crit damage and crit chance there. Now the reason why I haven't gone towards, you know, concentrating on the bottom attributes and getting crit damage and crit chance everywhere is because I wanted to make this build as easy as possible to make for some of you guys. Now that's the reason I made this build, is so that it has some sort of survivability and it's just easy to make, and as well it hits hard. So you can go on the game, you can farm and be like, right, I need this, I need this, I need this, and you can go and get it, and it's not going to be a headache. But I do know having crits and crit chance is going to give you more damage and it's going to hit much harder because that's what it's for. I can have 60% crit chance and 160% crit damage with a pistol, and I can probably end up one-shotting everyone with this build. No joke. But this is what I wanted to go towards. Something easy, simple, but still hits hard. Got a Grupo chest piece, which gives us 15% crit damage. So if you want to make crit builds, I would say that this piece here is very, very, very valuable. As you can see, we got a core attribute on the top of 15% weapon damage. We got attributes there, weapon handling and armor regen. But for the main talent on this chest is a named chest, which is Perfect Spark. Damaging enemies with a skill increases total weapon damage by 15% for 20 seconds. So all I got to do with this talent is use my drone, which is the striker drone. As soon as I use this on someone, Spark is going to proc for 20 seconds. That's all I got to do. As soon as it shoots one person once, one bullet, that's it. Spark is activated and it's going to be there for 20 seconds. And of course, when your drone keeps shooting, it's going to keep proccing and keep proccing and keep proccing. It's never going to be down. So that's why I like Spark at the moment. I have gone towards this just to change things up. Instead of always going for Unbreakable, Efficient, and all these usual talents that everyone else is using, like Glass Cannon, etc. I just wanted to change it up a little bit and go for Perfect Spark. Now, this is the main part of the build. Now, if I didn't have this holster, I probably wouldn't have made this build. So we got 15% weapon damage, we got 14% weapon handling, and we got 8.6% headshot damage. For the talent on this holster, it's called Quick Draw. While your pistol is holstered, gain a stacking buff every 0.3 seconds up to 100. Now please bear in mind, before title update 9, this was 0.5 seconds, meaning 50 seconds altogether. When it stacks up to 100, it will take 50 seconds. Now they've buffed it. They buffed this piece to 30 seconds, which means I'm going to be getting this stack much quicker. Let me just go on to the next piece of the talent. When you swap to it, your first shot consumes the buff and deals 10% damage per stack. So every 30 seconds, when it gets up to 100, you're going to see a bar. Let me just show you guys now. As you can see, that bottom bar there with the pistol on it, I've reached max stacks. So right now I've reached 100 stacks, right? The first shot consumes the buff and deals 10% damage per stack. 10 times 100 is 1,000. I'm going to be getting 1,000 extra weapon damage when this is stacked and active. All I got to do is whip out my pistol, okay, and use that one shot. When I use that one shot, it's going to be consumed. And then I have to wait another 30 seconds to get that extra 1,000 weapon damage. It's just crazy. That's what it does. It's really helpful for pistols, and I think that if people start using this in different ways and start utilizing different talents and go for full crits, this can hit like a truck. I'm telling you now. I'm telling you. Just getting to the knee pad. Now some of you are probably gonna just click off the video and say, man, what you doing, man? Get off this. Man, what's this knee pad? Man, I don't wanna see this. The devs ruined my knee pad. Yeah, but guys, let me just tell you something. Oh crap. Let me just tell you something. Having damage to targets out of cover on your build is going to improve it, right? And as I said with my build, I'm not going towards crits or anything. So having anything extra that's going to help the build with this is what I'm going to do. We got 15% weapon damage and we got 8% damage to targets out of cover. It still hits pretty hard, especially if you have some weapons with damage to targets out of cover. That's going to synergize with this. So let's get into the glove. We got a contractor's glove as well. You can click off the video. But yeah, guys, the contractor's gloves gives us 8% damage to armor. So of course, with this build, I want to make sure I'm shredding the armor. You understand that these two pieces did take a big hit and that, you know, they're not really good with most builds. But if you're using some builds mainly for the core attribute and you're not going for crits and you're just trying to get some sort of survivability and damage and some armor here and there, then I would say these pieces are still valuable. Let's just go to the backpack. We're using a Vigilance backpack. Now, I'm sick of this bag. I've had this bag for so long. I've been farming for a Gila backpack or any sort of nice backpack with Vigilance. Now, I don't want a 511 because it's giving me health. I don't really need health right now. But anyway, we got 170k armor for the core attribute. And attributes at the bottom, we got health, weapon handling, and we got armor on kill for the mod slot. So I guess that does help a little bit for some sort of survivability there. So that's why I've equipped that mod. But for the main talent, we got Vigilance, increases total weapon damage by 25%. Taking damage disables the buff for 4 seconds. Now, I know 4 seconds is a small amount of time, which is good, but you have to please take in mind, if you're using Vigilance with, say, a glass cannon AR build and you're running out in the open, just running out in the open, you know, and you're shooting someone, vigilance is not going to proc for you because you're constantly getting damaged. Now, I'm not saying not to use vigilance with any other builds. I'm just saying if you really want to get the max potential from it, I would say shield builds are important to use with vigilance. Now, let me tell you why. Hit your shield, you do not get damaged, which means vigilance is still going to be procced. So someone can be shooting your shield constantly and you're not going to be damaged, which means vigilance is still going to be there. You're going to be getting that extra 25% weapon damage and you can put them down. So that's why this talent is really helping me with the build. That's why I'm able to 2-tap people or closely one-shot them because of this talent. So make sure you guys, if you want to run a build like this, I would suggest vigilance. You can go for other talents, but it's just that right now, this is what I'm going with. So yeah guys, that's the pieces. We're using a shield and striker drone. Striker drone just to proc spark. But yeah, that's the main parts of the build. I'm not really interested in showing you the stats because, you know, we didn't go towards any crit chance, but 9% crit chance, 49% crit damage, and 108% headshot damage. I would say if you're really nice with headshots on console, I would suggest you using this to go towards headshots. But yeah, as I said, I didn't want to go towards crits. I just wanted to go towards the core attributes and bring in some sort of survivability here and there. But yeah, as you can see, we're using a firewall specialization just for that medkit. Is going to help us here and there. And of course, when our armor breaks, they're going to be put on fire. It gives me a chance to perhaps, you know, kill them with my shield, with my pistol, with the one shot. It's going to help. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this build. You can probably twist things up. You can probably, you know, change things around, put things how you want it, and run it how you think would be better. I appreciate all the support of the channel. We have 35 members now on the channel, which is crazy. So if you want to become a new member, make sure you hit that join button. And if you want to join the Discord, I've got that in the description as well. You guys can link up in there, communicate. I know it's a dead server, not a lot of people are talking in there, but we can get more people in, you know, liven things up. I do try my hardest with it. So if you guys want to join in, just make sure you join the Discord. Yeah, I appreciate all you guys. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're new. Smash that like button. And it's been Division Addiction. I might catch you in a week.